Imagine yourself settling into a comfortable place, the lights dim, the world growing quiet, and the soft rhythm of your breathing guiding you gently into stillness. Tonight, we are traveling somewhere ancient, somewhere peaceful, somewhere wrapped in mist and memory, a place where forgotten languages sleep beneath moss and stone, waiting patiently to be heard again. This is the story of the Ogham script, the Lost Celtic Runes, and as you listen, allow each word to guide you deeper into calmness, deeper into serenity, deeper into the world of dreams. Picture a vast Irish landscape at dawn, the sky a soft grey blue, the air cool and crisp, and a fine mist drifting gently across rolling green hills. In the distance, resting quietly like guardians of time, stand tall, slender stones. Their surfaces are cracked, weathered, softened by centuries of wind and rain. Yet on their edges, subtle marks whisper from the past. Tiny strokes carved with purpose. Lines that look simple, but hold a language older than kingdoms, older than most written traditions in Europe. These marks are Ogham. And as you listen, you may feel your thoughts slowing, your body relaxing, as though time itself is stretching gently around you. Ogham is not like other alphabets. It is a script that seems to breathe with the earth. Instead of curves and circles, it speaks through quiet lines, delicate strokes placed along a central spine. The ancients carved these markings into the very edges of stones, as though writing on the bones of the landscape itself. When you look at an Ogham inscription, it feels like you're standing in the presence of a secret meant to be understood slowly, softly, carefully, just like the pace of your breathing. Gentle, even, calm. Imagine the early Celtic world where this writing emerged, a world of deep forests filled with tall trees, birch, oak, ash, yew, each one believed to hold its own spirit, its own meaning. To the Celts, trees were not simply part of the landscape. They were teachers, guides, protectors. Every tree carried wisdom, every leaf carried a message. And so, the alphabet they created was tied to these natural beings. Each Ogham letter was named after a tree. When you touched one of these stones, it was as if you were touching the memory of a forest, a gentle whisper carried on the wind, speaking in the language of nature. As you relax into this tranquil world, picture the structure of Ogham, a single vertical line, like the trunk of a tall tree, and from it, smaller lines branch outward, some to the right, some to the left, some crossing over, just like branches reaching for sunlight, just like roots diving deep into the soil. The alphabet reflects the shape of nature itself, and as you imagine these lines, allow your thoughts to flow just as smoothly, in simple strokes, without effort, without strain. The people who used Ogham did not leave behind long stories or complex texts engraved in stone. Instead, they left names, connections, identities, a father's name, a tribe's lineage, a boundary stone marking the edge of a people's land. But even something so small carried meaning. These stones made sure a name would not be lost. And in that sense, they were not just writing. They were acts of remembrance, acts of love, acts of belonging. And as you think about this, feel a gentle sense of connection to people long gone, to the world around you, and to your own breath moving slowly in and out. Now imagine yourself walking through the Irish countryside hundreds of years ago, the land quiet, except for the soft rustle of grass beneath your feet. You follow a worn path until you find a tall stone rising from the earth. You brush your fingertips across the carved lines, feeling the texture, the coolness, the quiet story etched into the rock. You may not understand the letters, but you understand the feeling. A feeling that something sacred rests here. Something ancient and peaceful and patient. The Ogham stone stands silently, but it speaks just not in a way your ears can hear. It speaks to your imagination, your curiosity, your sense of wonder. People have long debated why Ogham was created. Some believe it was designed as a secret language for druids, the spiritual guides of Celtic society. Druids were believed to be wise, calm, and deeply connected to the natural world. Whether this theory is true or not, there is something soothing in imagining scholars and mystics carving messages into wood and stone, documenting knowledge in a way that blended human thought with the living landscape. Let that imagery give you warmth, comfort, a sense of drifting gently into a more restful state. The stones themselves are found in beautiful and remote places, along cliff sides, overlooking the sea, in misty valleys, near ancient pathways, by soft-flowing rivers that have been running for thousands of years. Ogham stones feel like part of the earth's heartbeat. They rest quietly, unbothered by the passage of time. They stand still, even as centuries turn into shadows. Their presence is grounding, calming. Just like the slow rhythm of your breathing as you drift further into relaxation. As centuries passed, the use of Ogham evolved. Once carved into stone, it later appeared in manuscript small notes in the margins, annotations made by medieval scribes. These quiet markings preserved the script for future generations, even long after people stopped carving it into stones. Imagine a monk in a candlelit room, gently writing in the quiet hours of night, adding a tiny Ogham character to the corner of a page. The soft glow of the candle flickers. The scratching of the quill is slow and methodical, and everything feels still, peaceful, timeless, just like the stillness drawing you deeper into sleep. Eventually, Ogham faded from everyday use. Other writing systems took its place, but the stones remained, and in their silence, they carried their secrets across the ages, waiting for curious minds to rediscover them. When scholars from the 18th and 19th centuries began exploring these markings, they realized they were touching a forgotten language. Slowly, patiently, they deciphered the strokes. They traced them one by one, and just as the scholars gently revealed the stories the stones carried, you can feel your thoughts gently softening, opening, quieting. Today, Ogham is experiencing a quiet revival. Artists, historians, linguists, and dreamers are drawn to it. They see beauty in its simplicity. They see depth in its connection to nature. And many people choose to write their names in Ogham, not because they need to, but because it feels symbolic, grounding, peaceful. The script has found a place in jewelry, tattoos, digital art, and cultural appreciation. Yet even in modern times, it retains that soft, ancient mystery, something that invites stillness and reflection. Now imagine yourself standing once more before an Ogham stone. The air is cool, and the soft sound of wind through distant trees fills the landscape. The world around you quiet, and it feels as though the stone is gently humming with old memories. You trace the carved strokes with your fingers, and for a moment, it feels as though you are touching time itself. Touching history, touching something eternal and deeply peaceful. Let that image guide you into deeper relaxation. Let the idea of ancient wisdom, carved simply and lovingly into stone, settle into your mind like a soft blanket. The suits created Ogham not as a complicated script, but as a reflection of nature-esquire rhythms. And those rhythms can help you drift, gently, into a restful state. Like the branches of a tree swaying slowly in the breeze, like the quiet rippling of a distant stream, like the soft mist settling over a sleeping valley. As the story of Ogham wraps around you like a warm, protective cloak, imagine what message you would carve into stone. What whisper would you send into the future? What gentle truth would you share? Maybe it's something about peace. Maybe it's about hope. Maybe it's simply your name. A reminder that you are here, that your story matters, that your journey leaves its own quiet marks on the world. The Ogham stones have stood for centuries, unchanged, unhurried, unwavering. And as you listen to their story, let their stillness settle over you. Let it calm the thoughts that trouble your mind. Let it quiet the emotions that weigh on your heart. You are safe. You are grounded. You are surrounded by the gentle embrace of ancient wisdom. And as you prepare to drift into sleep, allow the whispers of the Celtic landscape to guide you. Feel the soft fog rolling in. Hear the distant call of a night bird. Imagine the cool stone beneath your fingertips. Feel the quiet pulse of history echoing softly in the air. And know that, just like the Ogham stones, you, too, carry stories. You, too, hold quiet wisdom. You, too, are part of something timeless and beautiful. Tonight, let the Lost Celtic Runes watch over you. Let their calm energy surround you. Let their ancient lines cradle your thoughts as you drift deeper and deeper and deeper into rest. And when sleep finally arrives, may it be gentle. May it be peaceful. May it be full of dreams shaped like soft lines, drifting lightly across the edge of time.